Good day, Tamers. As you can see, actually having a video interview today with the wonderful Redskarr, or as some of
Hello.
you may know, Adam. So
Hopefully, everyone knows me by Adam at this point. I try to shun the online names as best as possible.
he's trying to give you that human connection. So when you have to ask for a judge, he's like, "Yeah, I got your help." No, get out.
It's because when I have to do announcements over the microphone as a TO, I would prefer to call you by your full name as opposed to Rage Destroyer 69. That would be great.
I have a normal name, a Gito Swiftly. Very normal, very standard. Not like Sasuke X Naruto 999 Sephiroth.
Oh no. Just let me say your name over the microphone. Give me some respect, please.
Mr. Kitty Cat Slayer, could you please come to the desk, please, sir?
Oh, we've had that. We've had worse ones as well that we've refused to call out.
So I'm sure there's a few that's got slipped through the cracks that I saw. I think that R and Raiden Trade had the other week. I was like, that's I don't think you can really have that in a server.
It's definitely interesting for sure.
But you're here for the interview process, and that is going to be a few more questions than usual. Normally we ask 5 questions, but the lovely Adam has allowed us to ask 7. So we're going to go start with the first one: is what got you into the Digimon card game?
So I started playing Digimon. Obviously, the pandemic was happening at that point in time, and I was back at uni for my second round of uni for my second degree in teaching. So I previously played Pokemon competitively for about 10 years or so, probably from 2012, like mid to late black and white era onwards. Played Pokemon competitively all the way up until I went back to uni. Gave that up so I could, afford to go to uni, and just because I couldn't travel and stuff while I was on placement and doing teaching. So obviously pandemic happens, everyone's inside, sad times, can't play Pokemon, nothing's on, and then Digimon started to release the card game. So me and some friends saw it, picked it up. My first deck was Shine Greymon, the old, suspend all your tamers, nuke the board, best deck in format for at least 2 formats.
It was really good.
Uh,
I hate that deck.
yeah, oh, I loved it so much. And it just made me fall back in love with TCGs to an even bigger extent, because Digimon I loved growing up. I think I did watch Digimon more than Pokemon when I was growing up, although I still hate Tamers. Season 3, I'm a hater. Sorry, guys. Give me Adventure or
Best season.
Data
How
Squad.
dare you?
It's not.
It's the best season.
I don't like it at all. Give me Adventure, give me Data Squad any day. Big fan of those.
There's a big gap
so
in that time period. There's we're going to go from 2002 to 2008.
Well, I'm sure I was doing other things like eating crayons or something like that. I don't know. Although 2008, I would have been 14, 15, something like that. So maybe not eating
Yeah,
crayons.
hoping at that point you will realise, not tasty.
Well, you never know.
You never know.
So picked up Digimon, played it through. I remember opening set 4, set 5, set 6 with my friends. Played Lord Nightmon, won a couple of local events with that. And then just kind of got into judging from there. But yeah, just a rocky start because of the pandemic, but it was hard to get product as well. Like everything was sold out. I had to buy the Shine Greymons at, I think it was £25 in SR, which was crazy money back in the day. And it's obviously the market's stabilized a lot now, which is fantastic. It just continues to be a cheap game
Which
to
is good.
play and pick up, which is great in my opinion.
I say, yeah, there's a lot of people who have only really come in sort of after BT6 and probably even after BT4. Like the first 6 months, it was very expensive to get into Digimon, and as you said, product just didn't exist. Bandai didn't really print enough to fill orders, and the first 2 sets being mixed sets as well made it really weird. Rares are really weird to get hold of. Your uncommons were odd. Commons were even worse somehow. SRs, you're trying to pull from a pool of 18 SRs, and you're only getting 10 slots, and it was the last one, the 2.0, and hopefully 2.5 are going to be much better than the original 2, but yeah, like you said, buying a regular art SR for 20 to 30 pounds was quite common. Card market didn't exist for Digimon right then. They stated for a long time that they weren't going to sell Digimon because it was like any other Digimon card game. It'll come for a couple of years and disappear. We showed them, and yes, we are now. But for the most part, the market is a much better place. There are obviously niche cards here and there that do cost some money, but they are generally because they're either very splashable for every single deck, Protoform, and a couple of cards that just have a price tag because they are very good for very niche things like Ruin Mode or Defex. And I think that's really the only three I can think of that are quite expensive and stay their price.
Death X has come down in value
Oh, yeah.
since the reprints. That's really great. Like it was I think it was a £45 card. It's now down to about £19-20, which is really good for the game. I'm all for accessibility and I'm all for reprints. You know, if you want to shiny hunt and you want to spend money on a game, that's what your alt arts are for. But the basic card should be as accessible as possible to everyone. Don't get me wrong, I would definitely prefer not everyone having Ruin Mode in their deck. I'm sure that would make locals a lot less fun. But the reprints that are coming are definitely needed for it. So more people have access to it.
So I do wish that Protoform was coming in the LM set in December, like it did in Japan. Unfortunately, it's not, but we do get access to it in EP7, and that's going to be here until end of February?
Yeah, it's going to be here for at least a while. And I know that there's a lot of events that are being planned at Cardfest that's upcoming with more EP7s available, so hopefully get as much of that into the European market as possible to keep the price.
I think someone worked it out. There's going to be like 4,000 EP7s at Cardfest.
That's
so
great.
And if every card is the same amount printed, you're looking at like 200 to 400 of each card getting printed into the market. So much better for everyone.
Yeah, for sure.
Get those £5 Defexes.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Sell mine while they're still pricey, maybe. I've got a lot of Death X's. I judged, I think, maybe 5 or 6 events during the BT9 compensation era. So for anyone that doesn't know, sorry, I'm a judge for Digimon as well. And I have judged since pretty much the very beginning. We get boxes as compensation, so I would get BT9 when it came out. And I think I pulled double Death X in at least 4 boxes, which was crazy. Made me a fair amount of money as well from just selling the alts because I didn't care too much about them as well, so which was good.
And to be fair, when they first came out, they weren't massively crazy prices. I'm pretty sure when they first came out, for a good month or two, they were like £40 for an altar, and then over time they did slowly just increase, yeah. And then sort of like this time last year, maybe beginning of the year, just after finals, it was a case of like, this is the highest price we've had Death X at like £80 a card.
Yeah, it's not great, but thankfully it's come back down again.
Yeah, so, and again, as you said, accessibility is what you want. Obviously, rare cards are rare, but at the same time, we still want everyone to be able to play the game. Question number 2, what has the game done to keep you interested? And don't say upsetting people with Shine Greymon.
Well, what's wrong with upsetting people with Shine Greymon? What's wrong with playing out 5 Tamers on turn 2 for free? For free? It's excellent value.
Not anymore. We've stopped that now. We had to limit that card because it was too powerful in every other deck that had yellow or red in it.
Yep. So in terms of what got me into the game, that got me interested, it was the memory gauge system. The tug of war resource mechanic, I think, is one of the best things a card game has ever done. What you do completely depends on what your opponent does and vice versa, and it really makes the game feel much more interactive, even though in the early days it wasn't as interactive as it is now. In recent sets, the keeping me interested has to be the ace mechanic. I think it's excellent. We were really missing interacting on your opponent's turn. You know, you would have your big guy popped, they would be deleted, and then you would get some on deletion effects, but that was kind of about it. But aces give you a full counter timing window, and like when they first came out, we maybe saw like, what did we see? Magnangemon Ace played a lot, like Zudomon Ace.
Still two very good staples.
Now that we've had so many aces printed, apart from the fact that I just still to this day forget they exist and then just swing right into an ace, it's just added that level of interactability, which has made the game even more complicated, which I'm all for. I think it's really, really good. I think the way that they're managing the ace system by not printing any level 4 aces or not going too over the top with the ace effects. They're keeping the power creep in effect until they bring the next sort of gimmick effect main staple to the game in probably another year or so from now. I'm just enjoying seeing all the ways that the game's evolving with all these ace plays, etc.
Yeah, it's really interesting to have this interaction that we hadn't had for a long time. As you said, there was no like trap cards for people who play
No.
Yu-Gi-Oh, and there was no instant speed spells like you would have in Magic. So Solitaire was kind of how the game played, and if you had a deck that could be just ignorant to your opponent, it would feel like a very bad sort of play experience. But with the ability to hopefully keep a level 4 or level 5 around for a turn, and then, you know, shotgun out this big ace. Obviously, at the same time, shotgunning out an ace is also quite detrimental to yourself. Oh no, you've pulled out an ace, well, I'm just going to remove it and gain all that memory back.
Yeah, it's made big kill spells a lot cheaper to cast as well, so you need to be careful with it.
Yeah, it's made the game more of a cat and mouse kind of game, which is good because you want to be able to sort of have a... Like chess, you always want to be 2 moves ahead. You've got to think, if I do this, will I have something sprung upon me, and can I actually retaliate in any meaningful way? And then other times it'll be a case of, like, I just have to do something to try and play the game. And unfortunately, that ace is coming down.
Yeah, and even now we're seeing even more upgrades to the game in complexity as well. We are getting essentially trap cards that get placed on the field, and then they get trashed for effects. Not like memory boosts or things like that, but the new Rook device, Pawn device, the things that interact with Justimon. We're getting essentially field spell cards that get slotted face up into security and give a buff to your deck.
Which is very cool.
Which is I'm so for, because security's just been this thing you had to get through for the longest time, but now it's also becoming its own micro resource system. I mean, it always has been, especially for like yellow players that interact with security every 4 seconds. But for other decks like Nightmare Soldiers, which is coming out, it's got a face-up option card that gives all of them Scapegoat. You know, it's really, really cool, and the game's still... It's still got a lot of life left in it, and it's seeing a lot of resurgence. It's almost in its renaissance era, to be honest, because people just get into the game. And yeah, it's more complicated to pick up than it was when there was 3 sets out, but once you get used to it, it's such a fantastic game to play.
Yeah, it's one of those games where you sit down for an hour and you'll generally know what's going on with the game. You're not going to be there reading a novel trying to figure out what's going on. Play test a little bit, you know, grab a starter deck or whatever, learn just how to play cards, read the cards, which is very important though. I don't do still. But yeah, having interaction with these face-up screw cards is just really cool. As you said, yellow was essentially the only colour for a long time that could even do anything with their security. That wasn't just pop it. To try and like unsuspend or do something else with the effect. So the new traits, which is Pendulum, for those of you who probably know Digimon from maybe the Tamagotchi days, the Pendulum era's come in now. We have Ninja Sexpy, which I call them, which is the Nature Spirits. We have NSO, which is the Nightmare Soldiers. So think of all your creepy ghoulies, which I thought was going to also incorporate a certain Liberators character, but I don't think it has much. So we'll probably see more from her down the line. And we have Deep Savers, which is actually probably the coolest one of all of them, and that's not meant to be a pun about water or ice, because they basically have a monster that says I'm immune to your opponent's effects. They have a card that says you can't kill me during battle, that would include security. They have one that says your opponent's on-play effects don't work anymore. I think there's one that says that I have Digivolution effects don't work anymore. So
Metal Seadramon Ace may be one of the best aces ever printed. I think we're going to see it splashed in every deck possible.
Does it have blue? Does it have black? Really, it's in there.
It's really good. If you've not read the card and you want spoilers, go and read it on your local card website. It's
actually
insane.
Because Bandai's doing it themselves, if you wait within the week of this getting released, this will go out tomorrow, so this will be on the 20th of November. Bandai decided to release all of the EX8 stuff very early for us, probably because they want to have some time off for Christmas, and Card Fest is going to be very busy for them, and they pretty much do this for Christmas. It's Christmas, and then they go to South America or China. There's one very early in January, so they're probably just trying to get everything out in English as fast as possible. But this week, there's a good chance you'll see all of the Deep Saver stuff, and it's going to be a very fun deck. It's taking the sea animal archetype into a very different direction, which I think has been needed for a little bit, as the joke with the sea animal deck has just been, I'll play a guy falls out, I'll put him back in.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much the water deck for like 20 sets, and now it's just a case of like, we are literally a floodgate deck in different varieties, we are scary, watch us swing at you with 5 guys on the tidal wave. So it's probably the most fun archetype, well, I'll say fun, it's probably the most interesting archetype from the set. And then also the new OTK Golem thing that we're going to get. This seems very interesting. It's not once per turn. I will keep swinging.
I will trash my sources, and end of turn, I will suck them back up again.
It's close as well. When you digivolve into a rock or a mineral, suspend the Tamer.
I don't know if you can do it with the Digitama or not, but if you do, and you put the Digitama first, you can't de-digivolve to it. As long as you do it right. I don't know, though. Don't take my word.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that, but you can
suck
it back up, because the current one actually is a rock type, so it can be sucked. No, it's a mineral type, so it can be sucked back up.
Oh.
So you can so you can gain memory twice that turn. Stupid,
very good,
fun things that Digimon does occasionally, where it's like, oh, we're sorry, we didn't realise that this new card that we just printed was a little bit too good. Which happens occasionally. But a fragment as well, a new keyword in the game. Very interesting style that basically you're shedding your rocks, or in this case sand, to become Gara from Naruto, if that's something you're interested in. Rock Lee stood no chance.
But that's another thing that I like as well, is that they've been very careful with their keywords. They've not just went, here's every keyword we can think of, and you've made the game super complicated. But now that the game's settled into its stride, they're introducing these new keywords that are color specific, like Ice Clad, like Scapegoat, Fragment that's coming out, those sorts of things, which is really, really good. You've got the core sort of keywords that can be now put across anything, like Raid, obviously Blocker, even Retaliation is seen play in other colors sometimes. But then you've got these new keywords that only work for specific things. I really like it.
Yeah, for the most part, a lot of keywords have become a bit more homogenized into different colors, which I think is good, because some of them were just very generically available when they should have been. But things like Recovery is generally still a yellow thing. Blitz is still a red thing. Bounce to Hand is still generally a blue thing. Suspending is for the most part green, but blue does do that quite a lot now. Purple has Retaliation, generally is its own thing. As you said, though, I think some black is now starting to compensate into its stuff.
Some red as well.
I'm trying to think what sort of stuff. Black has generally been a de-digivolve colour for a long time. That's generally its powerhouse. Very good keyword. Unfortunately, it does have a very bad effect against hard-played aces, where you just stare at them and go, I tried.
Yeah, I can't do it. Can't do it, Chief.
I tried to do a thing. Can I de-digivolve to nothing? I can't? Well, then we tried to play the game. So, question 3. I think I already know the answer to this question. I did put it in the comments who you've read. Who is your favourite Digimon, and why?
So, you did get it right in terms of nostalgia. My nostalgia Digimon is Patamon, because he's just a little guy that's very puntable, and he turns into, like, the best character in the entire adventure series, which is Magna Angemon, or Angemon, then Magna Angemon, and then occasionally the big boy himself, Seraphimon. But since playing the card game has definitely opened me up to new Digimon as well. So Shine Greymon I always hated, because I liked Savers, but I was like, that's not Agumon. Agumon's meant to go into War Greymon. I hate you. And then I played Shine Greymon when it first came out, and I was like, okay, I kind of vibe with these guys. I played a lot of the Digimon MMO, which we shouldn't talk about because it's horrible.
Yeah, I've seen lots of it. We don't talk about the MMO. It's very weird.
Yeah. Do you like spending money? You will.
Do you like spending money on a game that doesn't like you? Keep going. Keep spending money.
Yeah. But I grew to love Shine Greymon. Now it's one of my favourite Digimon. And I grew to love Lord Nightmon, or Crusadermon for their actual name.
No.
I just love
it's officially now in Japanese, Lord Nightmon too.
Oh, they changed it?
They did, because they got fed up with the interaction clause things. It's now, as of 18? Was that when we first saw the newest Lord Nightmon? It's now known as Lord Nightmon in Japan. So they were very confused who it was. It's like, who's Lord Nightmon? It's like, it's Crusadermon. It's like, it's not my Crusadermon.
Lord Nightmon as well. So kind of 3 of them. I've got plenty of other like little favourites as well. Like, I love the new Liberator Terramon line that goes into Zaphagamon.
Yeah.
Easily one of my top 5 Digimon as soon as they revealed it. He's so cool, and I really enjoy how the deck functions as well.
I do like Green Jesmon. He's pretty cool. Better than the actual Jesmon.
Yeah. Better than actual Jesmon, that's for sure.
Jesmon's terrible.
And the new Medieval Gallantmon that's coming out is spicy. It's very good for the deck.
I can't believe that he went, you know what we need in this set? Not only 1 secret rare Gallantmon, but 2 secret rare Gallantmons.
Two of them, yeah.
Because there's just not enough Gallantmon in this set. It's like,
Nope.
Okay, I just wish I could have a Gallimon that's not going to be super expensive, like the last secret rare one.
Nah, me and I hate Gallantmon.
No, I love Gallimon.
John Stone, my locals, if you see this, I hate Gallantmon. I have a horrible win rate against Gallantmon. It just beats me no matter what deck I'm playing. I'm all in my head about it now, so I don't think I'll ever win. But it's very, very funny. John Stone, I love you though. Shout out, big Gallantmon enjoyer. Came third at regionals, Glasgow regionals as
Oh,
well.
very good.
So yeah, I'm not a Gallantmon fan. Sorry, I don't like the stupid red dinosaur that can't talk properly.
He's a
Not a
baby.
fan
He's
of
just
him.
a little guy who's not that little.
Nah, cannon fodder.
And yet you talk about the guy who did a sexy pose in BT 18 as his latest card that goes, "Hey, play me to the breeding area when you're ready. Look at my butt."
What?
Yeah, the Patamon was like looking over his shoulder, like, "Oh, my butt's so big."
We're not talking about that card. I'm not acknowledging that card exists.
That is, so for those who won't see the script, the reason I did say it, because I knew your favourite Digimon was Patamon, the comment in here next to it is that I know it's Patamon Ooh, it's specifically for that artwork, because it's why.
I do have 3 of them sitting on
Oh,
my desk
God.
over there as well. Because I have one of each artwork, because I collect Patamons.
Ugh, the big butt Patamon.
Ugh. Yeah, no, I'll agree with you on that one.
Yeah. I think the issue with me for Patamon is a case of he was a do-nothing Digimon, and it's just a Deus Ex Machina. I think if he was a bit cooler during the series, or he did anything at all that wasn't just like, I tried very badly at trying, and then failed miserably, I probably would like him more. But Digimon's
Well,
really...
it's because Tiki is just a little guy. He's not got a lot of energy, so he can only Digivolve every so often. But when he's an adult, he's Seraphimon half the time anyway.
Yeah. But TK's still a loser. No offense, TK. But you're a
Wrong.
loser. He's a loser. But yeah, I like Angemon and I like Magna because they are cool Digimon.
Then you gotta love Patamon. You
can't
gotta love the roots.
I can't like Patamon. I like the baby. I like Toko. Toko's
No, see,
because he's a little gremlin. I like him being a little gremlin because he's got more attitude than Patamon.
I will accept not liking Tokomon because he is a Goblin Ball, but
He is a Goblin Ball. That's why I like him.
I like Tokomon. I like the entire line.
And the little white poof thing. Can't remember what's the little one's called.
Puyoyomon?
Puyoyomon, yeah. Such a little poof ball. So, the interesting question is where we actually finally deviate from the normal Digimon stuff now is, what is it like judging a major event?
It depends on the event itself, but usually it's phenomenal. I've been doing it for 3 years now, and I've been doing it professionally as my full-time job for better part of 6 months. I'm a judge, I'm a tournament organizer, events manager, community manager, that sort of thing for organised play events. Just posting my company in there in case you guys want to check us out if you've not heard of us.
That's OPE for you out there.
It is OPE, and I am Adam OPE on my professional account. But it's just so much fun. Like, as someone that gets really tired at events when it comes to card playing, like, I can barely do a local sometimes because I just get so tired. I don't have that when I'm judging. I'm full of energy. Like, I get to see all my friends. I get to see the game that I love being played. I would like to think that I'm a fairly good person at the rules and, like, managing staff and all that sort of stuff. So, like, it's honestly my lifeblood at this point. It's just so much fun. If you want to learn how to judge, it's really, really easy. You just need a passion for the game, and everything else is teachable. I'm happy, like, if you want to message me on Discord, I'm Redskarr. I'm happy to help get you started. But it's just, it's another world that you get to go to every so often. Luckily for me, it's constant now. But even just attempt, like, maybe once every season, just go judge an event, see some friends you've not seen in a while, eat some food, have a great event, that sort of thing. It's so much fun.
And if you can't judge, cast. Because I can't judge for anything.
Can you cast?
Occasionally. I haven't done for a while. Well, last event I did, I think, was June. I'm going to try and
Probably June.
I want to try and do the Ultimate Cup one if I'm available with you guys on the 30th. And then I want to try and do No Heroes. So, for those of you who aren't aware, you have been one of the few key judges for the European region. But you are now taking more of a behind-the-scenes thing, which we just spoke about, really. Direction within the game. What's taking you from the floor to the planning office?
So I started off as a floor judge. You know, I was a baby judge walking the floors, and then I had some really excellent mentors that helped me to grow as a judge and helped to teach me. And I stepped into an assistant head judge role, and then finally into head judge roles. And since then, I personally think that I've flourished in that role, and taken on like so much more responsibility, and that luckily led me into working with OPE part-time, just helping Tommy, our CEO, out. And then that led me into fulfilling more of a TO role. And then now I'm a full-time TO, events manager, like I've said. So there's a steady string of progression for me from judge to head judge. And I'm very much in favour of sharing power. I don't like the fact that one person could be head judge for all eternity and nobody else gets the opportunity. So I set my sights on eventually head judging a Digimon finals. And last year for the 2023 season, the 2024 season, the one in Reykjavik last year,
2023
in December.
season.
Was it 2023?
2024 is this one.
Oh, right,
we had a weird year. So for those of you who don't know, last year we had finals in February for us for the 2022 finals, and then in December we had the 2023 finals.
Yeah.
Do we know why they decided to shift us forwards, or is it just more of a case of like it fits in with the regime a bit better?
It fit in with the schedule, and going forward, all the finals will be around the December-January mark, I believe. So it had to happen at some point. So
but now we're part of Cardfest. That's the important thing. We're now part of the big boys.
Cardfest.
There we go.
So I head judged last year's Digimon finals, which was a real peak moment for me. It's the game that I love, got to do it.
We had great finals,
and then I was firmly in the camp of, okay, I've had my time to shine. It's now someone else's, and I've been working with the next wave of Digimon head judges to mentor them, and I'm really happy at the selection that Bandai have made for Cardfest this year. I think it's an excellent team of judges. They're going to be really, really... They're gonna smash it. I'm so happy for them, especially the ones that I've personally mentored as well. And they've put in such a strong and happy effort that it's amazing to see them succeed. And a lot of them share the same opinion that after they get their chance, it's time for the next wave, and hopefully that will keep going on from there. Same for One Piece, same for any card game that I have the privilege of working for as well. And then, because I've taken on a more of a TO role, I have less opportunities to judge, which it does make me sad here and there that I don't get as much chance to do it. But I'm doing what I love every single day, so I can't and won't complain about that, because it's just such a better quality of life in general. Plus, like, planning events is really fun. Just being like, oh yeah, I could put it here. I've been pushing for a Digimon Regionals in Glasgow since I first started judging.
What happened? What happened, Adam?
We finally got one a couple of months ago. Not a couple of months ago, in October.
About 6 weeks ago.
6 weeks ago?
5-6 weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah, and it was great. One of my locals ended up winning it, which was fantastic. Shout out to Gilbert. And I was so happy that we managed to do that. And I'm not done. We will be back at some point. I know we will. I just need to get it approved again.
Are we going to do a tour? We're going to go to Edinburgh maybe this time?
I'm not a big fan of Edinburgh.
Oh, so hometown boy,
yeah? That's not that's just my own personal feelings, though. If there was an event space in Edinburgh that was suitable, we'd absolutely run an event there for our Edinburgh base and for anyone that's travelling up as well.
That's cool. So, as a Birmingham boy myself, whenever we do the NEC, it's great, because technically NEC is in Solihull, which is my hometown. So you get to see me once a year in my hometown, and then you don't see me again for the rest of the year in my hometown. It's great. It's
I like running events in Birmingham. It's super easy to get to. I just fly from Glasgow. It's 45 minutes. It's like a £20 flight, and then I'm there. Running events at the Games Expo is even better, because I fly down and then I'm there. I just need to take the monorail.
Walk out, monorail in, and then you walk for like 4 minutes, and you're at one of the posts you want to be at. And then around the corner, it's all the food you can imagine in the world.
It's great. It's really good. But like even Liverpool, London, like we want to just keep bringing events all around the UK, and just kind of cycle it around the places so everyone gets a chance, because not everyone can afford to travel or buy a hotel.
No,
so
it's a luxury, and it's a luxury that we've been very lucky to be able to afford in the last few years.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's important to us that we just make sure that as many places get it as possible, because obviously living in the UK, train travel can be quite expensive. You know, if you want to go to London, from Glasgow, you're looking at like 300, 400 pounds via train. If you fly down, it's a different story. But again, not everyone's comfortable flying. So like, we want to just make sure that as many places in the UK get these card game opportunities as much as possible.
Yeah, and that's it. You know, as much as we said earlier about we want people to just play cards, we physically want people to physically play events too, to play those cards in. So before we move on to the next question, is there any judges you'd like to shout out? You said you had some mentoring, maybe a young man named Joseph.
Joseph, a young man named
man named Joseph. We love Joe.
A young man named Joseph. I mean, I'll give plenty of shout outs like Joe, who's definitely not what we would call a young man, but I wouldn't call him an old man either, much like other people would. Joe's been a fantastic rock since day one. He is absolutely my equal in every sense of the word. He's phenomenal as another head on the OPE chain. He's super flexible. He knows his stuff. He's super technical. Like, he gets all the electrics set up, which I hate doing. So he's just so good at everything. Give a shout out to James as well. You've probably heard of Ginger James by now.
You guys know James. If you've been here long enough, you know James. He's been on the channel a few times.
Yeah, he's someone that's doing a great job in the Digimon community. He really cares about the game. He's been in it for the long haul. He's got one of the biggest bulk collections I've ever seen in my life. And we do live together, so like, unfortunately that bulk collection is now my bulk collection as well, and it takes up many spaces in my cupboards.
This is now a new venture between the two of you. This isn't like a long-standing thing.
No, just a recent, it made sense. I had a room spare in my house, and why not have a roommate?
I'll keep an eye on my judges. They're in my house.
Yeah, it means I can micromanage him and just walk into his room and just shout things at him every so often.
He's only sleeping, it's fine. Just shake him a little bit too.
Yeah. So yeah, big shout out to James. Big shout out to Shoyce Albert as well. He's a great Digimon judge.
But yeah, we love James here. Albert's fantastic. Every time I see Albert, he always forgets who I am, but he's always very kind, very caring, and just a lovely man to be around.
Yeah. And just so many other judges that I could be here all day naming, but I'm aware you've got a time limit to keep to.
Whenever you want to go to bed, basically, is the time limit.
Yeah, I always want to go to bed.
I noticed, obviously, you've sort of taken more of a back as well. I also noticed that the other big sort of judge in Europe, Christy's also taken a back this last year or so to be more of a behind-the-scenes TO role as well. Is this something you and him have spoke about before, or is it more of a case that you both just realised you've done what you wanted to do, you just want to sort of sit back behind the camera now?
I think it's sort of just a natural progression for the people that work closely with the individual TOs, so No Heroes, Raid and Trade OPE, that they've taken more of a vested interest and helped get things running. Krishy's someone that mentored me. He's a phenomenal judge. He's one of the best.
Very, very long time as well. I think he's been judging, since like the mid-2000s, so he's a man who knows his stuff.
He has been. He puts my judge career down the toilet, basically. He's such a good judge. Melkor as well, he's great.
Actual lawyer. So when he tells you something, it's the truth.
Actual lawyer. You should see his judge briefings. They look like law documents. They're very good.
The only man I'm scared of when I go to an event is Melkor, because he'll show you he's a lawyer.
Yeah.
He's a very firm man. Very fair, but very firm.
Yeah, definitely. Just lots of great people within the Bandai community that are it's just fantastic.
Right. And technically this is a bit of a weird one because it should be year, but we'll be getting to see more of you in the coming years. Obviously this one's nearly coming to an end now. We'll see you at Cardfest, but will we see more of you in the next year or two?
Yeah, of course. I'm not going anywhere. This is my life now. I've bought the shiny cardboard. I've committed to it. You'll see me at Cardfest. I am one of the tournament leads for Cardfest. So please do come and say hello. I will be at the Hive 24/7 basically. So just come say hello to me. I'm happy to chat to you, make sure everything's okay. We have a phenomenal team, like the best in Europe, either judging or staff. It's being ran by a very professional, decorated company that know what they're doing. Everything's slotting into place. I can't talk about any of it, obviously, but just it's coming together. You're all going to be really, really happy about it, and I can't wait to see everyone. And then, we've got some Star Wars coming up next week for me, for the Set 3 Premier event that's coming out.
A big tournament looks as well.
Yeah, we don't have anything announced for the 2025 season outside of an online treasure cup for One Piece yet, but you can rest assured we're always in talks trying to get games for you in UK and in Europe. We work in Italy now as well, so stay tuned to the socials. You'll see me at all of the OP events coming up, and hopefully I'll manage to pop my head in as a judge here and there as well.
Well, I feel like during most of this year from James himself has just been like, oh, I've gone to Milan again. Oh, it's so horrible in Milan. All this travelling. All this enjoying myself in the nice sunny Mediterranean air.
We went to Milan for Dragon Ball in June. We came back for less than a week before going straight back to Milan again for One Piece. And then we were there again in October for the One Piece finals. So yeah, I've been to Milan a lot. I've seen about nothing of Milan itself, apart from the airport and the venue and the hotel, and the food places, of course. Amazing food, by the way. Coffee is incredible. Even McDonald's coffee is incredible, which is saying something.
You're in Italy, baby.
You go. Oh, it's so good. I only break my heart that I can't really have cheese that well because I'm lactose intolerant, so no pizza for me. But I did have a slice here and there, and incredible.
I mean, you know.
So good.
I won't tell anyone if you don't tell anyone. If I tell anyone, be violently ill for like 2 days later.
Oh, I will devour a pizza, and it will exit just as quickly.
Think of your roommate, who can't have vegetation.
I don't. No, I don't. Yeah. Well, he can have vegetation. He just doesn't.
No. When we went to Germany, he was like, I can only go to McDonald's to eat food. I was like, come on, man, we're in Germany. Have some German food. No. I can't eat any vegetables because they will slowly kill me. I was like, I mean, everything's killing you slowly.
You're not wrong. I will give James credit. He is greatly expanding upon his palate. He is eating a lot. He is a good boy. He is a good judge.
Good. We love James. To be fair, we love everyone at OP because everyone's fantastic. Everyone's kind, considerate. I don't think I've ever heard anyone shout unnecessarily other than obviously time on round or, you know, if you need to call a judge, put your hand up and call a judge. But I've never had a bad judge experience in terms of like professionalism. So
that's good.
And that's between OP and many of the European judges themselves. I do think that Europe is a very good region for manners as well as politeness and being just good all around.
Yeah, I agree.
And then last question, because Adam's been here now for nearly 40 minutes. I'm sure he's fed up with me already. And he's got to see me again in not long.
If you've watched until this point, say the word scallops. That's how you'll know.
Scallops is the key word now. Okay, so that's our safe word.
Scallops is the safe word. That's right.
From someone who is attending Bandai Card Fest last year, what can we expect this year? Because you went to, was it One Piece event last year?
I went to the Los Angeles Card Fest back in January. I basically went from One Piece finals in Amsterdam straight to LA. I went as a spectator and to play in the Digimon finals over there because I was too busy head judging the European one and I really wanted to play in a finals, so played over in the Los Angeles one. It was a really, really fun experience. You know, obviously there's a lot of people. We expect that there will be a lot of people and there will be queues here and there. Be ready for that. But outside of that, it's a phenomenal experience. You get to see what Bandai's up to. There is a display of artwork and figures and lots of cool things. You can expect to see all of the Bandai card games there. So you've got Digimon, One Piece, you've got both the Dragon Ball games, you've got Battle Spirit Saga, and you're going to get to see a sneak peek of the Gundam card game that's coming out as well.
Well, there's one card game we won't see there, and I'm very upset because I want my shiny Ichigo cards.
You will not see Union Arena, unfortunately, because it is not coming to Europe as far as we know. That's not an official statement or anything. I don't know anything more.
It's presumed it's a licensing issue. Obviously, in Europe, we've had many different licenses for different animes and movies and everything, so we're presuming it's more of a dotting the I's, crossing the T's, and trying to get everything to work together, but it's probably not beneficial for them.
It would make sense if that was the case. But obviously, we'll never find out.
We'll never know. Let's tell us.
Because I think there's 6 sets that have been announced for Union Arena now, and we've not heard anything. I don't think we're getting it.
No.
But we can always hold out hope because there's a One Punch Man set that I will be importing because I love One Punch Man.
Everyone likes to tell me he's a funny bald man who looks a lot like Ichigo with hair. To be fair, in that one scene.
I mean, all male anime protagonists kind of look the same, to be fair.
Only if it's done really by the same like animation studio or mangaka.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
Because not everyone looks like Goku, and not everyone looks like Ichigo. Although Saitama just looks alike.
I look like Goku. It's me.
It's me, Goku. It's me, Goku.
It's me, Goku. It's me, Goku.
You know
I'm
me,
really
Goku,
tired.
with the drip on.
Yeah, so you can expect to see all that stuff at Cardfest, and then the tournaments are going to have massive One Piece and Digimon event. We're going to have like Battle Spirit Saga, both the Dragon Balls. Is going to be really cool. You can pick up premium Bandai stuff as well, which you can pre-order if you've got yourself a ticket. Spectator tickets are still available, as well as maybe tickets for some of the games. I don't know.
I think everything but One Piece is currently still available. This is last I saw was last week. So yeah, if you are looking to play either BSS, any of the Dragon Ball games, Digimon, do so. And then last we looked, I think the Gundam experience was technically still available as well. So if you are looking to get into that or just have an hour-long experience in the card game, do put yourself into one of those. Adam has requested we just try and pick him one up, but we'll see what we can do on the Sunday because we're both going to be very, very busy on the Saturday.
Yeah, if we don't manage to get it, there's going to be other chances as well. But if you are coming to Cardfest and you are interested in Gundam, do check it out. It will be a lot of fun.
It's going to be interesting to see Bandai's take on a multiplayer card game, to be fair. As obviously most of them is 1v1, but this is a 1v1v1v1 game, so that's going to be quite interesting to see how they take the actual look at Commander.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be quite interesting. Unfortunately, I've never really been into Gundam, but I am into card games, so maybe we'll have a look when we're there if we get a chance to.
I'm definitely into card games, and from what I can see about Gundam, it is an amalgamation of some of Bandai's best resource skills from other card games. So it's got Digimon's like Tamer Link system, it's got One Piece's resource system, it's got an active sort of life security thing that is protected by a base, sort of like a trap card or like a life card or something like that. It looks really, really interesting. And with all card games, I'm always open to giving them a try before saying no. Well, with most card games, I'm not going back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Please don't make me go back to Yu-Gi-Oh!
I think we're okay. I think Yu-Gi-Oh! May be slowly coming out the door now over these much more expensive card games like One Piece and Lorcana. And the only reason I say it is because I'm just not a massive fan of Disney. I've got no disrespect to the card game. A lot of people say it's a very fun card game. It's a very simple card game because it's meant more for children. But that doesn't mean take away from the fun. If it's fun, that's the main thing about card games.
Yeah, definitely.
So, but yeah, I do think the big three may be changing soon to possibly be Lorcana or One Piece in that third position.
Well, if you have looked at the ICV2 report, and this is where you can tell that I do this for a living, the ICV2 report, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is no longer in the top three. It is Lorcana is now third place behind Pokemon and Magic. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is now fifth. I think One Piece is also went past it. So if you've got an whatever, I can't remember the name of the company, but ICV2 report is the name of it. Check it out. Digimon's in 10th. We're still hanging.
We're still
on.
there, guys. Still there. But to be fair, there's been a lot of
And
card games released this year, so things are kind of, you can't afford like multiple card games. People are going to dip their toes when they can, and unfortunately, Digimon is still going down, but the sales are still pretty good from what I've seen.
Hey, 10th is still great when you think about all the other card games that are out there that aren't on the list. 10th, I am taking.
Yeah.
Like, it's so good. I love the game so much.
So I think in Japan we are currently 15th, but again, Japan's had I think 20 something card games released this year. So the fact that you're still in the top 20 is just fantastic.
And Japan has multiple card games that don't even exist over here, like Duel Masters and stuff like that. So like we're also fighting against card games that we don't even have in Japan.
Yeah, like the Ultraman card game that's coming very soon.
Ultraman's coming out in English as well.
Oh, okay, very cool. So I didn't know it was coming out in English. I knew it had been announced for Japan's. I think it's going to have beta testing very soon, from what I saw. So yeah, I presume it'll be early next year, middle of next year that we're going to get that in Japan, and then probably same like you're in America. Probably the following year for us, like we have with Digimon over card games. Like, One Piece are the same. Although I think One Piece was a bit closer together because less restrictions. Adam, thank you very much for this time. It's been 46 minutes, which is a long time for an interview, especially at this time of hour. I'm sure we're both very tired.
Well, feel free to cut it down if I've waffled a bit.
No, it's mostly me. They always say I'm terrible, so it's fine. It's my channel. I'll waffle if I want to. Is there anything you'd like to say to the people out there that may or may not join in for this documentary on what to look forward to at Cardfest?
I mean, thank you very much for watching, folks. If you're coming to Cardfest, please do come and say hello. I love meeting new folks and saying hello to old friends and new friends. If you're coming along to Cardfest, just have a great time. The Team Bandai, Team Cardfest, everyone's working really hard to give you the best possible experience. We really hope that you have a good time, and stay tuned to OPE. Check us out on Facebook, Organised Play Events. OPE UK official on Twitter.
Discord and links will be at the bottom here, so you guys want to see if you are in
Links
part
in
of
the
Europe.
description.
Jump in.
Yeah, we've got a very active Discord. We've got over 7,000 members. So if you want to talk trading card games, come join, say hello, select your roles, please.
Please,
So
for the
you
love of
can-
God, please just select the one you want to go into.
Pick the games you like. It's so simple.
So I'm only ever
yeah,
in the main channel or the Digimon channel, and it's generally quite calm in there. But I imagine the One Piece channel with all those people is very busy.
Yeah, it's quite busy, but it's a lot of good fun. It's good to see so many people communicating and just chatting and enjoying the games with each other.
I'd say yeah, especially outside of America, 7,000 Discord members is nothing to shake a stick at. And hopefully next year we'll hit 10,000 because up is the only way to go, right?
Yeah.
Alright. Well, I've been Gear Swiftly, Alexander Connell, and this has been my lovely guest, Adam Redskarr. And we'll see you guys in. Have yourselves a great
Well,
time.
If you're playing in the Digimon Ultimate Cup, I'm running it, so I'll see you then as well.
Are you head judging then, yeah?
No, I'm the tournament organizer
Oh,
for
is
OPE's event.
Mr. James head judge then?
No, he's at another event as well.
Oh.
But we have a solid team lined up, don't worry.
Alright, so we're going to have a third mystery man coming in. So, again, this was a goodbye. So, thank you for being here. We appreciate you being here for this very long interview. And again, Adam, thank you very much for your time. And we'll see you guys in the Netherlands because that's the place to be for Cardfest goodness. And I will not be putting the beats in here because I found out that's copyrighted music from a different place that isn't Bandai. Would you like to say goodbye?
I don't know. Yeah, sorry, goodbye.